families and friends in both of these cases. But getting to your question, and the power is always in the question, when you're looking at a crime scene, how do you come up with answers? It's going to depend on evidence, okay? It's going to tell you a lot about, what was at the crime scene, how the victim was found, what's the trace evidence, what kind of weapon was used, were they covered? I mean, there's so many different answers. Like, every single crime scene is pretty much unique. The question is, what kind of personality do we have
in Moscow,
do we have somebody that's
Idaho.
Just enraged? Do we have somebody that's interested in sex? Do we have somebody that was going to profit from it in some way? It's always the question that you brought up in the beginning. Why? Why is the question that, if it gets answered, can lead you to the who?
And John, I mean, you've dedicated your life to trying to answer that question, which is the question, frankly, of all family and friends of homicide victims. They want to know why. But sometimes it's just hard to process the thinking of someone who could
help the channel. I'm helping you by giving you news.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes the weapon used, a knife, is more personal than a .22 rifle. But I mean, do we ever go down this? Is it ever not helpful to try to figure out why to something where there is no rational explanation?
It's like, well, how do you answer an insane question? What's an insane answer to an insane question? You're perfectly right. The bottom line is, what are they after? It's usually vengeance, sex, or money, okay? Or it's somebody that's having some kind of break. Usually, revenge plays a role in it. When we're looking at the Idaho murders, I have to focus on whoever the killer was. He was very much into revenge, but also, I really believe that sex played a big role in this. I mean, I really believe that this person, and we've seen it before, actually got sexually aroused by using a knife. I mean, to walk into a house where you have at least 5 people, but you're going to interact with at least 3, but there happens to be a 4th, and one's a male. I mean, you really got to be over the edge. You've got to be really angry, but also, that sexual urge. And when you say depravity, you can underline depravity, because some of these guys get their kicks in most extreme and in unusual ways, which are extremely morbid. And we've pretty much come across it all, especially lots of times with a knife. A knife can be used in a lot of different situations, but it's a foul
motive yet in the
to some of
Idaho
these guys,
murders.
and it's actually an orgasmic act to kill somebody with a knife. I mean, we've seen it. We call them pickerists. It's pickerism. I'm not saying this is what's gone on in the Idaho case, but I'm telling you, we're looking at rage, and we're looking at some kind of sexual acting out, as far as I'm concerned. Because what else is the payoff? I mean, where is the payoff here? If you're going to try to figure out the risk-reward in this case, I mean, what was the payoff? Was sexual gratification the payoff? Was revenge, enough gratification for the payoff? I mean, I don't know. I think we're dealing with both. I think we're dealing with rage, and I think we're dealing with, depravity, as you mentioned earlier.
John, we've only got a little bit of time. I say put people's minds at ease. I don't know if this is going to put people's minds at ease, but I mean, it's the stranger crime that captivates our attention. But
thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Thank you for the new subscribers, and I'll see you tomorrow. Inside the mind of the Idaho killer, Brian Colbert. They're saying sexual gratification, cowboy.
There's no question about it. And just heading, you're more than welcome.
And thank you for dedicating